Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Hersheypark, a brand new theme park here on the channel. Today we are here to give you a full test seat guide of this park. We're going to be hitting up every major roller coaster and attraction here. Not every attraction, but every major roller coaster and attraction here at this park to show you guys what you can expect if you come here to Hersheypark if you are a bigger person like me. Let's not waste any time, guys. Let's head on inside and get to the test seats. Before we get started with this video, I do want to let you guys know that at the time of me filming this video, I am currently 5'5" and I currently weigh 316 pounds. First up, we have Candemonium, a B&M Hyper. So because this attraction is a B&M Hyper, you can compare this very easily to Mako over at SeaWorld Orlando. It has a very similar ride layout and seat. You can see it has a clamshell over here. Here's a look at the seat, and in order to fit on this ride, just like Mako, you need to pull this down and you need to get a little bit of red showing. We heard a couple clicks. You can see a little bit of red right there. And look at that. That is where it needs to be in order to fit. That's how much room is on the bottom for your legs. This thing mostly fits on your thighs rather than your belly. So let's go ahead and sit down and see if I fit. Okay, so we're gonna try this first with the sweater on. If it's like barely there, then we're gonna try it with the sweater off.
Got two.
I got two. Does it need three? Can you see?
Yeah, there's a sign that says you need three.
Sorry?
There's a sign above your head that says you need three.
Oh, I need three? Yeah. I might need a little bit of friendship. Okay, so I did take my sweater off. We got 3 clicks. Took a little bit of friendship, and I am a little tight, but I'm not uncomfortable. I am not uncomfortable. So I think I can do this ride. I'm gonna get a lot of airtime. I'm gonna be, out of my seat a lot. Hopefully it's a bit more comfortable in the station. But we'll see, it's not terrible. Let's go ahead and ride. Over here next to Sky Rush, we do have a wooden roller coaster called Comet. I don't see a test seat or anything for it, so I don't know what the restrictions are for this coaster. You see Great Bear going right there. A good old-fashioned B&M invert. We'll come back to Comet. Sky Rush is our priority at the moment. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here is the test seat for Sky Rush. If you guys are familiar with Velocicoaster over at Islands of Adventure, it'll look very familiar to you, except this one has an actual seat belt. So it is a brand new Intamin style seat. It does need to come all the way down. Let's see, yeah, release it. So that's no good, no good. There you go. So right over here is whereabouts it needs to go. I don't know if it's like dependent on the seatbelt, because even here it's got a little bit of wiggle room, like it's got a little bit of slack. So let's go ahead and sit down in it and see how I do. Okay, so very similar to Velocicoaster, this seat is pretty elevated and it does have a pretty decent crotch notch over here, so just be aware of that, gentlemen out there. Let's go ahead and hop in, and I'm gonna do the method where I push down on the sides over here. I'll show you guys. Oh, this is very uncomfortable for short people. But, okay. Lower this.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So, the light is green, but I am pretty uncomfortable. And the reason why I am uncomfortable in this compared to Candemonium is because unlike Candemonium, where the restraint rests more on your thighs, this one has to get tucked under your gut. So for the amount of airtime and the amount of forces that you get on this coaster, I am gonna be extremely uncomfortable in this ride. I might have the green, but I have to push all of my fat up over here, and going through the layout, it's not gonna be comfortable. So the next time we come back to Hersheypark, I will definitely ride it, but it is now Coda's turn to ride. Actually, Coda, can you put the seatbelt on, please? Okay, so Coda handed me the seatbelt. Get that locked in nice and tight, and you are good to go. Technically, I could ride, but it's just gonna be way too uncomfortable with how much fat I got pushed up over here. I'm sure you big people can imagine. Over Over here, we do have Super Duper Looper. Unfortunately, there is no test seat for this attraction. We are gonna loop back around. We are gonna loop back around to this ride a little bit later and see if we can give it a whirl. But for now, let's head on over to Great Bear. So just like with any other B&M invert, you do need to bring the shoulder harness down over here, and it does need to buckle. Baby, do you want to go ahead and buckle that for me, please? And that is about how much room you have to work with. Definitely too small for me at the moment, but we're gonna go ahead and hop in line and see if there's any modified seating, and I will let you guys know. Okay, so a little bit of an update. There is a sign here that says guests of a larger size, height, and or weight may possibly be accommodated in seats in rows 1, 3, 5, and 7. Interesting. So there is no proper test seat out front with larger restraints. We're gonna hop in the station and give it a shot. I think that has to be the biggest heartbreak I've had in a while, only because I had false hope. I got into the seat and the seatbelts buckled. Both seatbelts buckled, which in any other world, I guess like, you know, Universal, Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, as long as the seatbelts click, you're good. But here at Hersheypark, they require 3 clicks. So I had 2 clicks, the seatbelts buckled, and I was good, but they needed that last click, and that last click would have been just way too uncomfortable, plus it wasn't going down at all. So I'm just disappointed in the fact that I had false hope. When those seatbelts buckled, I was like, oh my God, this is the first B&M invert that I've ridden in years, literal years. And it wasn't good enough, so it's okay. Next time we come here, I will for sure be able to ride that. Over here, we have the Hershey Triple Tower. These are 3 drop towers over here. You have the Hershey Kisses one, which is nice and tiny, a Reese's, which is intermediate, and then you have the Hershey's, which is a bit more thrilling. There is a test seat for this, so we're gonna go ahead and test it out. Am I gonna ride it? No, because drop towers aren't my thing, or Codas, but still really cool to see. If you guys wanna get your little ones into drop towers, this is how you do it. So take a look at this test seat over here. This is very interesting. Yeah, it's got an over-the-shoulder restraint. It just got launched up. It's got an over-the-shoulder restraint. Nice wide seat over here. Let's see how low it needs to go. We're gonna lower it. You can barely see the green light go off. Baby, hold it in this position, please. You can see it's a little wide. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down and see how I fit in it. All right, let's go ahead and sit down. Immediately, I like how nice and wide this is. This is nice and wide. It's actually kind of comfortable. Am I actually gonna fit the lip? My hat.
Do that be green? I can't see.
I have no idea.
No, you're red. Pull down. Oh, you are bordering.
I'm bordering on it?
Yeah, it teeters.
Well, I'm sure with a little bit of friendship it would work, but
Let's go.
no. I don't do drop towers.
Oh.
Coda can ride it if she wants, but I'm not. Well, that is actually unfortunate. It says you cannot exceed 300 pounds. I don't know if they actually weigh you, but I am 316, so that automatically bans me from this ride. Take a look at this flat ride over here in front of Jolly Rancher Remix. This is called Mixed Flavored by Jolly Rancher. You can see the little Jolly Ranchers on the side of the vehicles over here. I think this ride is manufactured by Zamperla. Not entirely sure. This boomerang over here, that's a Vekoma, I believe, but this is manufactured by Zamperla. But take a look at this. It is freaky how it looks when it's going full speed. So over here on the backside of Jolly Rancher Remix, we have the entrance to that attraction. And over here, we have Hershey Storm Runner, world famous coaster. At first inspection, it doesn't look like there's a test seat for Jolly Rancher Remix. There's definitely one for Storm Runner. Let's come over here and see if we can find one. If not, we're gonna pass on it for now. Yep, no test seat over here for Jolly Rancher. I do know that it is an over-the-shoulder vest restraint, but we'll see if we can come back later once we're done doing everything with test seats. All right, we found the test seat for Storm Runner. This is very interesting. If you've ever been on Cheetah Hunt over at Busch Gardens Tampa, then this restraint will look very familiar. One important thing to know is that the lap bar must be in contact with the top of the thighs and at least 1 inch of the black strap must be visible between the buckle and the red pulling end. So that is super interesting. So they're talking about that over there. Very interesting restraints. I heard that this is super restrictive, so I'm gonna go ahead and sit down and show you guys what it needs to be. Actually, let me show you guys kind of more or less. Is there a green light? I don't see a green light or anything. Like, that's it, yeah. Huh. Okay, so, I mean, yeah, the best way for me to show you is to just actually do it.
Down farther.
And it needs like 1 inch, it said?
Yeah.
We're having technical difficulties with getting the buckle to do the thing. Okay, so we believe we got it right. We have it buckled, and there is a little bit of black showing over here. And you can see kind of underneath, there's a little yellow line. That little yellow line needs to kind of be visible. But I just want to point out, look at how tight that is. There is no way in heck that I am fitting on this, but I'm gonna go ahead and sit down and show you guys.
Your hat.
Oh God. I think my head's too big. Ugh. It's all sweaty now. Yeah, there is absolutely no way. Like, first of all, this isn't even touching my thighs.
Yeah.
It has to touch your thighs, so that's not gonna work. Yeah, no, there's absolutely no way. I want to film you in the test seat to show it.
Okay.
Whew. It's gonna be a while before I ride this. All right, it is Coda's turn.
It is sweaty.
I told you, I'm sorry. Okay, so she got it clicked. She can pull that down. The yellow is exposed and it is touching her thighs. Is it comfortable? No, not comfortable at all. The ride does throw you around quite a bit. That's why the padding is there on the sides. But all right, let's go ahead and get you in line and get you on the ride.
Now get ready. Here we go.
That acceleration is no joke, my friends. You best be prepared for it. And here we are at Fahrenheit, and as you guys can see, the test seats is very similar, if not exactly the same, to Hershey Storm Runner. We have the same requests over here as far as fitting. Lap bar must be in contact with the top of thighs and at least 1 inch of the black strap must be visible. Yeah, there's no reason for me to hop in this one. We did it with Storm Runner. It's exactly the same thing. And check this out, guys, Wildcats Revenge. It just opened up last year for the 2023 season, and Coda's getting ready to ride it now for the 2024 season. Let's go ahead and check out the test seat. Okay, here is the test seat for Wildcats Revenge. Just like Iron Gwazi over at Busch Gardens in Florida, this is an RMC coaster, so you do need to sit down, and the lap bar does need to go down to where the green light is. So you can see right there, it is green. That is about how much space you have to work with. And it also says that it must be in contact with the rider's thighs. Doesn't look like a whole lot of room to work with, but I'm gonna go ahead and sit down and show you guys how I fit. Yeah, absolutely not. Nope. It's absolutely not happening, but something that I do want to point out is that I do like that they have handles right here for holding on compared to Iron Gwazi, which has like nothing.
Goliath also has nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. I don't know why RMCs like to just have nothing to hold on to. Like, I need something to hold on to. This is really cool, and I think that there's a strap here in the middle that you can hold on to as well. Almost like you're riding a bull or something. It's broken here, but I'm 99% sure they have that on the actual ride vehicle. So, not going to cut it for me right now, but, you know, we'll get there eventually. All right, now we're going to put Coda in it so that way you guys can see where exactly it needs to be.
My phone's in my pocket, but
And there it
I
is.
still have space too.
You still have space too?
I put it around all the way.
That's good. Excellent.
Yes.
Attention please. We are currently experiencing a temporary delay in our operation. Please remain seated as the maintenance department has been notified.
Next up in Hersheypark, we have Laugh Track. This is an indoor free spin roller coaster. Now, even if I did fit on this thing, I would not ride it because me and free spins do not mix very well. It's basically like Primeval Whirl on steroids with a slightly different ride vehicle and more extreme movement. It's very difficult to explain because it's an indoor roller coaster, but we do have a test seat over here. Let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, here is the test vehicle for Laugh Track. You can see there is only one lap bar over here. The other one doesn't have one. This is for display purposes only, of course. So let's go ahead and push this down and see how far down it needs to go. And right there, you can see it right there is where it needs to go to get a green. So now let's go ahead and take a seat and show you how I fit. It's like your butt sinks in a lot. But yeah, that is a no-go. Not even close. If you're close, then the red light turns off and they both turn off. No, not even close. I don't even think I could. Yeah, nope. It's so wonky, so restrictive. Yeah, that's definitely a wonky one. Like, look at just how I'm sitting. It's very weird.
Squished.
I'm very squished. And I feel like anybody that might be bigger than me, like, just the way that the seat is designed, like some of you bigger guys can't understand, just the way that the seats are designed, it just forces your gut forward and it forces your gut to be big. Like others, you're standing kind of more straight up and your gut is in a little bit more, but this one, you're kind of like forced to have the big gut. You know what I mean, Coda? You understand?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is no go.
God.
Yeah, you see? It's so weird.
Why am I sitting on the floor?
You practically are sitting on the floor. Like, look at how low the seat is and where your feet are. Like, yeah, you are sitting on the floor.
Dude, I'm gonna get the green light. Oh my God, help! I put my feet forward. I was worried for a second. I was like, oh God. Reevaluate my life's decision.
Mm-hmm.
No, my feet are like all the way up too. Like, if I was sitting like the way I was.
That is so weird.
The knees are my freaking chest.
And I feel like this might be super uncomfortable too. Like, I would hope that on the actual ride vehicle there's padding. But I feel like, because look over here. That looks like it could, you know, pinch you. Yeah. Hopefully there's some padding down there on the actual.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh my God, can you imagine like getting some good breaks? Like an E-stop?
Okay, so Coda, you're not gonna ride this? No. Okay, I'm not gonna ride it either, obviously. So let's go ahead and move on. And the last attraction on our coaster lineup for today is Lightning Racer. Unfortunately, no test seats either for this roller coaster. So we're gonna head on in, get to the station, and we're gonna see if I fit and if I'm comfortable riding. But it does have a sign here that says this ride may not accommodate guests of larger size, height, and or weight due to the configuration of the safety restraint system. This is a dueling wooden roller coaster. Not really dueling, it's a racing coaster, but I'm still excited to head on inside. Check it out. right, so just bear in mind, there's no test seat, so going into this, I have no idea if I fit or not. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a shot, but first I have to put everything away. Okay, the good news is I fit, yay! The bad news is I have a headache. Oh my God. That is an old school classic wooden roller coaster where you are rattling like crazy. Like, you don't really see anything. Your vision is just blurry because you're shaking around so much, but it's still a lot of fun. Very lengthy ride too, with a lot of ejector air time. It's so much fun. I definitely feel like in my age that is a one and done type of coaster. There are two sides. We could easily hop back on and do it again, but yeah, no, that's a one and done type of thing. So in regards to the vehicle, so there is a single seatbelt that goes across both seats. So Coda and I were sitting together. The seatbelt wouldn't fasten with both Coda and I in the row, so we couldn't necessarily ride together. I had to ride in front of her. So I got in the seat in front of her, and the seatbelt fastened across my lap with a little bit of wiggle room, so that's good. And the lap bar needed to come down only one click. So one click and you're good. It was a little snug, but I fit and I rode, and I have a headache. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the test seat guide for Hersheypark is complete. Now, I know that this wasn't a complete guide in the fact that not every attraction here had a test seat. There were a couple roller coasters that did not have test seats, so there really wasn't a way for me to document it for you guys and show you what was really going on aside from Lightning Racer. That was a lot of fun. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope this video is helpful to somebody out there who might be planning a visit to Hersheypark. I'm looking out for the bigger guys out there. If there are any other parks out there that you want me to review and do test seat guides for, drop them down in the comment section below. It would greatly help us out in planning for future videos. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to our Patreon supporters. Literally, without you guys, this content right here would not be possible. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, evening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.